Well, the deal is done. Elon Musk has now bought Twitter, so now we could all put the rumors to bed and move forward. Welcome back to Stock Talk with Erik Anthony. Got some exciting news for you guys regarding Abml, the commercial drone space, and earnings this week. So let's get into it. Okay, so if any of you guys didn't know, we have a pretty big earnings week this week. As you can see here, today we already had Coca-Cola before the bell. Tomorrow, after the close, we will hear from Alphabet, the parent company to Google. We have Microsoft and Chipotle. And Chipotle is interesting to me because, as a lot of you know, if you've been following this channel, Chipotle has rapidly been increasing their prices, but unfortunately some of the products have not been increasing with value at the same rate as their prices. And I just want to see, will they get the Netflix treatment, or are we as an economy just going to adjust and move forward? So again, just kind of keep your eye out on that. Getting back to earnings, other big names that we have this week, we have Spotify before the bell on Wednesday. We have Apple and Amazon after on Thursday. And we have Chevron before the bell on Friday. Okay, in the market today, everything was actually pretty green. After the news broke out for Twitter, it seemed like we got a little bit of a boost, especially in our future-minded sectors, such as in genomics, 3D printing, fintech, and Mount Fang. Now, one sector that seemed to kind of stay stagnant today was the value sector, or big retail sector. And another sector that did pretty well today, it was our EV sector, specifically Abml. Abml was up almost 7% today. And actually, let's stop right there because I have some pretty exciting news regarding some new changes to leadership and expansions for the company. The Nevada Center for Applied Research extends its university co-location to the American Battery Technology Company. One of the latest companies to further the partnership with the University of Nevada, Reno's Nevada Center of Applied Research and locate its research and development on campus is ABTC. NCAR provides industry and entrepreneurs with the access to the university's advanced facilities, equipment, and expertise. In the case of ABTC, the partnership is poised to advance battery metal extraction technologies from Nevada-based primary resources and technologies for the recycling of lithium-ion batteries. ABTC has already hired 3 university students as interns and into full-time roles, and the university alumni are employed in their lab, including the Director of R&D, York Smith, and the lead analytical chemist, Mark McDaniel. And if any of you guys want more information on Mark McDaniel, you could check the video before. He was an ex-executive who helped develop the first gigafactory out in Nevada over at Tesla. So again, you can check out the previous video for that. I'll put the link below. CEO of ABTC or Abml, Ryan Malsert, feels that this relationship will just help further fill the void in the US workforce space that has to revolve around the commercialization and refining of battery metals. The partnership will build upon NCAR's successful track record of fostering collaborative relationships with companies that are based on flexible, industry-friendly facility use or fee-for-service agreements. 24 companies, including ABTC, are currently based on campus through partnerships with NCAR, and this number is set to increase. Since its launch in 2015, NCAR-affiliated companies have created more than 158 jobs and have earned over $20 million in venture capital investment. NCAR has also generated $32.6 million in grants, contracts, investments, gifts, and agreements to the university. So again, if you want more information on this, I'll put the link below to the article that goes directly to the Nevada Today Journal that published this, and you can get a little more insight on some of the executives over at NCAR, as well as some of the new hires that went from NCAR over to ABTC. According to Elon Musk, he certainly encourages entrepreneurs out there who are looking for opportunities to get into the lithium business. An index of global lithium prices compiled by the Benchmark Mineral Intelligence surged 280% in 2021 and another 127% in the first quarter of 2022. These soaring prices for lithium, a key ingredient in EV batteries, are increasing raw material costs for car makers such as Tesla and other car makers across the board. And for now, lithium production concentrates in a few countries, with Chile and Australia accounting for 81% of global output. Few suppliers mean higher risk of supply disruptions. So again, when you have such a high demand for lithium, it only makes sense to try to figure out what other companies out there can help facilitate the growth of lithium-ion batteries and make sure that nothing slows down, especially as the EV market continues to grow by the day. Okay, well, let's get into the more exciting news that Abml released today regarding a little switch up in the CFO role. American battery technology company hires critical minerals and precious metals strategic financial development expert as CFO. Her name is Kimberly Eckert. Eckert has over 2 decades of corporate finance and strategic mineral resource development experience, working specifically with the critical minerals and precious metals industry across the investment banking, corporate financial management, investment management, and strategic consulting fields. Eckert served as vice president at Deutsche Bank in global corporate investment banking of its natural resource metals and mining group. She previously served as a director of strategic development at Core Mining, a company focused on the development of critical and precious metals throughout Nevada, South Dakota, Alaska, British Columbia, and Mexico. She's also served as the CFO of a geothermal energy startup, as managing consultant at Filsinger Energy Partners, and as an executive consultant for startups and privately owned businesses in the industrial, manufacturing, engineering, and construction and e-commerce sectors. So, long story short, she's an expert when it comes to the natural resources industry, specifically when it comes to startups, capital raises, and investor relations. In her role as CFO at ABTC, Eckert will oversee all financial responsibilities of the company, including executing the strategic financial roadmaps for the development and commercialization of the company's lithium-bearing Nevada-based sedimentary resource, of the company's lithium-ion battery recycling facility expansions, and of the company's roadmaps for the manufacturing of battery-grade nickel and cobalt products from the domestic U.S. resources. After performing a rigorous CFO search to make sure we have the right person in place for the job, Ryan Malsert had this to say. Her unique experiences with strategic minerals resource development, financing, modeling, M&A development, and execution, alongside capital raising, is the exact combination of expertise that is needed to drive the evolution of the next stage of our growth. All right, well, that wraps it up for Abml. Let's move back into what to look forward to regarding the commercial drone space. And so for all my drone heads out there, especially my ALPP longs, this week we have the expo taking place starting today out in Orange, Florida. It is the AUVSI XPONENTiAL Expo. And there will be some great exhibits showing off all new products. Hopefully we get to hear some new information regarding some new partnerships, reveal what other companies have in store for the market as a whole. And more importantly, we have an FAA symposium taking place. AUVSI is again co-hosting the FAA Drone Symposium. And this time it will be back in person for the first time in a few years ever since the vid. This year's event will focus on commercial operations and brings together industry and key FAA personnel to chart the course for the drone integration. This will take place on April 28th, so again, look out for that. And if you want more information on who will be attending the expo, check out the link below. There's a long list of all the companies that will be involved. And thankfully, next week, we have a special guest in the company that will be able to give us some firsthand insight, because they will be attending the expo. So wait for that. And as the week continues, I'll reveal to you exactly who that will be. And I'm more excited to have them on. But anyway, like always, thank you so much for checking with Stock Talk with Erik Anthony. I'll see you mañana.